All right. Okay, so we'll keep it pretty simple. As far as props go, we'll be on the knees for a little bit for the beginning of our session. So if you want to have a blanket folded up, put under your knees, feel free to add that there. Let's start in a nice long child's pose. We'll take the knees wide, sink the hips back, we'll let the head drop down into the ground. Arms can be forward, you can keep them a little softer. Some people like to kind of just rest them next to the legs, so whatever feels better for you there. And take a nice deep inhale through your nose. And an exhale out the mouth. Do that again. Breathe in. Breathe out. Seal the lips. Inhale through your nose. And a gentle exhale out the nose. Feel your heart soften closer to the floor. Notice if you're holding any tension in the face or the jaw or the shoulders. We'll just release, letting the ground take all of our body weight here. These types of grounding poses where you're connecting into the ground. You want to release into gravity here. Feel the effects of it pulling you downward. We also have the nice feedback of the floor pushing back into our body, giving you a little bit of sense of where you are in space. Stay here for just a few more breaths. Maybe rocking the head a little side to side. And start to walk the hands over to the right. Getting a nice long stretch on the left side body. A few more full breaths here. And we'll turn the hands back through center. Let's go all the way over toward the left. Turn the hands back through center. All the way to the left. 2 more full breaths here. And bring everything back to center. Take a few breaths here back at center, just feeling the head drop down. We'll gently start to come up onto hands and knees. Bring your knees directly underneath you. We'll move through a few rounds of cat-cow. Make a little adjustment on my computer here. So moving into our cat-cows, we'll just follow the length of the breath to guide our movement. Finding a nice big opening of the chest. And taking it into our rounding and emptying the breath. If you want, you can alternate from our cow pose and then sinking back to a modified child's pose, maybe coming onto the finger pads. It's just getting that little bit extra stretch of the shoulders, the upper back. A couple more rounds of breath. Come back to a neutral spine. We're going to thread the needle. Leave your left hand down. Take your right arm up. As you exhale, you'll slide your right arm underneath your left armpit. Settle onto your ear, your shoulder. Move your left hip back just a hair. You're going to feel as that left hip tugs back, a little different change in the twist that's happening in the body. You've got a lot of options here with your left arm. You can reach it long. You can wrap it behind. I have that feeling where I need to crack my back. So I'm going to bring my left hand on top of my right. Push into my right palm, pushing it away. I'm going to feel a little bit more traction in that right shoulder blade space. And then tugging the left hip back again. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Then bring your left hand back underneath you. Press into the floor, right arm lifts. And we'll release. Do the other side, left arm floats up. Exhale, slide it all the way through. Slide your right hip back a little. You've got some options again with that right arm. Maybe the right side wants something a little different. I mostly needed to pop the right side of my body, not the left here. So I'm going to take a little more relaxed variation on my left side opening. Stay here for 1 more breath. And bring your right hand back underneath you, press and open, left arm up. And exhale to release. From here, we're going to step your right foot forward, outside of your right hand. And if you've got blocks, feel free to bring those a little closer to the inside of your foot. We'll take a couple rocks first, just bringing the weight forward. Feeling a stretch on the top of your left hip flexor, and just coming more into a neutral, not to a full straightening of the right leg. A little rocking forth and back, getting some movement into this right hip. And then feeling the effects on the left hip. And then the next time that you're forward, we'll stay forward. You're welcome to come a little closer to the floor, maybe using these blocks at any height. We'll let gravity do some work here, just kind of dropping the hips wherever they end up in space, but not forcing them down. Keep the jaw relaxed, face relaxed. You're here for just a couple more breaths. And staying low to the floor, we're going to leave our legs in this nice low lunge. You're going to walk your hands at a diagonal toward the upper left of your mat. Maybe coming down onto the forearms, maybe just kind of reaching the right arm away. It's a little bit of a side stretch with this added leg positioning. Last breath here. We'll bring everything back underneath you. And we'll wiggle this right foot back behind so that you can come back onto your knees. Take a couple cat-cows here, see how things are feeling in the spine. When you're ready for the other side, we'll step the left foot forward. First couple breaths, we're just going to rock back and forth, trying to see how this left hip is feeling. Couple more rocks here. And then the next time that you're forward, we'll stay forward. Maybe coming a little closer to the floor. And just feel for what's opening through that left side on top of the right side. Two more breaths in. And then we'll start to walk the hands at a diagonal to the upper right. We'll stay in our lunge here. One more breath in. And walk the hands back underneath you. We'll wiggle this left foot back behind. Bring the knees together. Tuck your toes, and we're going to lean some weight back into the heels. You can keep weight forward into the hands, or maybe using some blocks. Or if it feels okay, you might come all the way onto those heels, relaxing the arms and the hands maybe on top of the thighs. And a big toe stretch here. You're going to feel this in the arches. If you've done a ton of walking, this is a great stretch after just kind of pounding pavement. Stay here for 2 more inhales. One more breath in. And come back forward onto the hands, tap out the feet, get a little blood moving back through them. And we're gonna swing the legs around and come to a seat. All right, cross-legged seat of your choice. We're gonna start with the awkward crossing. So whichever leg that you don't normally put in the front, put that one in the front. Sit really tall here, take a couple shoulder rolls. And we'll take a seated twist to the right. So right hand back behind you, left hand crosses. Press out of the back hand, get some length. Exhale, you'll find a little bit more of a turn. Take one more breath here. Keep your torso turning to the right. We're going to start to drop your left shoulder towards your left knee, and then sweep your right arm up and over past that left knee. So we're still in our twists, but we're adding a side bend here. If you're feeling especially tight in the shoulder or across the chest, you might cactus this right arm. Drop your shoulder back behind you, or you might even take it through some really slow circular movements. Stay with the twist, with the side lean. Where I felt 3 cracks in the shoulder over here, so the body definitely needed just a little bit more. We'll come all the way back up. Let's release out of the twist. Let's go to the other side. Left hand behind, right hand crosses. We'll lift tall. There's your inhale. Exhale, find your turn. One more breath here. Keep the torso turning to the left. Start to lean right shoulder toward the right knee. We'll take this left arm and reach it long. And again, you have freedom to add anything else that your body might be wanting. A little extra different stretch or some movement. Couple more breaths here. And we'll bring it all the way back up. Unwind from your twists. Let's change out the cross of the legs. We'll get into the upper back here. You're going to cross your arms. Let's go right arm under. And we're going to eagle them, trying to get up to the hands. You're going to send your elbows forward away from your chest. Lift them up to about shoulder height. Relax your shoulder blades down. Feel the shoulder blades move apart, opening the space between them. With each deep breath in, you're going to feel everything kind of push out as the lungs expand. With each exhale, everything will soften. Two more breaths. And we'll unwind the arms. We're going to take them back behind you, grabbing for opposite elbows. And we'll get an opening of the chest here. Trying to crawl those hands up the forearms toward those elbows. One more breath here. And then release the arms. We'll take our eagle the other way, left elbow under. Trying to wrap up toward the hands. And get those elbows off your chest, push them forward. Soften the shoulder blades back down. Last 2 breaths. And unwind the arms. And again, we'll take them back behind. Put the other forearm on top as you try to grab for the elbows. Always one awkward one. Two more inhales. And release the arms. All right, we're going to start to come down onto the floor. We'll move our blanket if you want to use it as a little headrest or pillow behind you. Feel free to fold that up and put that back there. You're going to bring one of your blocks with you. And we'll come into a supported bridge to begin. Set your feet on the floor. We'll slide that block underneath. I like to go for the middle setting, especially since we're going to stay on this for a few minutes. You want to make sure that it's a height that's sustainable. It's holding the weight of your pelvis here. Just want to make sure it's not poking into the low back. It's also not getting too close to your tailbone. You can relax the arms out to the sides. The feet are going to stay about hips width distance. And just let the feet ground into the floor. With each of your exhales, you're going to just let the hips get as heavy as they can. Let the block take on more and more weight. Notice if there's any other part of the body that's holding a lot of tension, tightness. 2 more breaths here. We're going to lower this block to the lowest setting if you're not already there. From here, we're going to draw your right knee into the chest. Give it a nice squeeze and just kind of check and make sure that the block is in the right spot to support the hips. Start to extend your left leg long. And just feel the legs moving in different directions. Feel that big opening of your left hip flexor. One last breath here. We'll reset the feet onto the ground, knees bent. We'll start to work into the other side. Left knee coming in. And right leg extending forward and out. One more breath here. Start to bring both feet back onto the floor. Lift your hips so you can slide the block out from underneath. We'll lower the spine down. Take the feet kind of wide and windshield wiper the knees side to side. Just get a good feel for how the hips are feeling now. And draw the knees in. Give yourself a gentle rock side to side. And we'll take your knees for some circles and you'll feel the low back massage into the floor. And go in the opposite direction as well. And here we're going to extend your right leg up toward the ceiling. Place the hands behind the thigh. You can either set your left foot on the ground, or if it feels okay, you can start to extend it forward and down. You might take a couple just little flexes, points of that right foot through the ankle. You'll notice as you change the foot positioning, there might be some spots. I feel a lot coming down through the calf, into the hamstring. These are just kind of mental notes that I'm making for myself so that the next time I come back to the mat, or even while I'm just kind of doing my day-to-day stuff, I can add little stretches throughout my day, try to work out any tight muscle groups and parts of the body that are getting locked up. And we'll come into stillness here, just letting this right leg go up, micro bend of this knee, try not to lock it out. And hands are holding this leg in place. One more breath here. And we'll release the hands. We're going to take this right leg into a half happy baby. So the knee's going to go wide. You need to grab for your big toe or the outside of your right foot. And you're pulling your knee down toward the floor. You're going to feel the resistance and the foot pushing back into the hand. If you find your body rolling to the right, use your left hand, anchor your left leg down. From here, release the foot and take your knee all the way across over to the left, coming into our spinal twist. Pick up your hips, shift them over to the right. Give yourself a little more room for that turn. Maybe right arm falls back behind you, or it might rest on your hip. One more inhale. Turn everything back to center. Reset the hips, hug the knees, give them a gentle rock, a little side to side. And we'll take your right foot down first, extend your left leg up, place the hands. You decide if you want to keep this right leg bent or if you want to take it a little longer. We'll take some movement first through the foot and through the ankle. Start to find stillness through this left leg and hold it in place. One more breath. And release the hands. Take this left leg into a half happy baby. Feel for the opening of the left hip. Last breath here. We'll release the foot. Start to cross the knee over to the right. Move your hips to the left. Give yourself plenty of room to open across the chest. One more inhale. Return everything back to center. Reset the hips. We'll draw the knees in, but take them wide. You're welcome to hold on to the knees or shins, or if you prefer to take happy baby, you can grab for both feet. Take some little rocking motions. Give me a little more length at the back of the legs. Might extend one leg and then the other. And we'll start to get set up for our Shavasana. Feel free to add any cushion under the knees, under the thighs. I need a little more grounding today, so I'm going to place just my blanket, or you might grab some blocks, a little added weight on top of the belly. Get your shoulder blades flattened all the way down. If your legs are long, let your feet flop open. We'll soften the eyes. Feel the back body melt into the floor. We'll take 3 cleansing breaths here. Full inhale through your nose. Exhale out the mouth. Again, breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. All the way up. And let everything go. Let your breath come back to just its natural pattern. You don't have to worry about the length of the inhale or the exhale. Just feel for the rise and fall of your chest and of your belly. Feel the weight of your legs, the muscles, the bones. Feel the weight of your pelvis anchoring to the ground. Spine is laid along the ground like a string of pearls, just delicately connecting into the earth. The shoulder blades flattening down. Feel the weight of the back of the hands. And keep the torso across the chest, the throat, the jaw, all of that nice and relaxed, so that you can feel the gentle movement of your breath. Gently start to deepen the breath. Invite movement back into the fingers and the toes. Roll through the wrists, the ankles. Reach the arms long, full body stretch, yawn, move your jaw around. Draw the knees into the chest. Roll over to your left, coming into fetal position. Take a few breaths here on your side. Using the hands for support, we'll press up and find a comfortable seat. And keep the eyes closed or soft. Sit up nice and tall through the spine. Relax the shoulders. We'll bring palms together at the heart. Let's seal our practice tonight with a single Om. Start with a full breath in through your nose. Sigh that breath out. Inhale to chant. Om. Namaste. Hopefully we got all the parts that we needed to relax